When you ask questions, that makes stuff happen. One former associate has remained outside the spotlight despite playing a key role in Trump's quest for real estate deals in the former Soviet Union. Architect John Fotiadis. Fotiadis' work offers a window into Trump's dealings in the complex, opaque world of Eurasian real estate and any means by which Moscow might have exerted influence over Trump. That Mueller's probe was looking more closely at people involved in Trump's business dealings in Georgia, Kazakhstan, and Russia. CNBC reached out to Mr. Fotiadis on April 11th. Fotiadis did not respond. 8 hours later, he announced on Twitter that he was closing his architecture firm after 10 years in business. A few days later, he closed down the Twitter account that he had used to announce that he was closing down his architecture firm. By the end of the week, all the content from his professional website, including his entire international architecture portfolio, had been removed from the web. Also gone was any reference to the two overseas branches of his architectural firm that he had opened in Georgia and in Ukraine. CNBC just disappeared Donald Trump's longtime architect and his entire international architecture firm with a single phone call. Batumi, it's the second largest city in Georgia. It has a few historic churches and mosques. Stalin both lived in Batumi and briefly went to prison there at the turn of the 20th century. More recently, there was going to be a big luxury development there, including a marina, a park, a yacht club, a hotel, more than a dozen other buildings, and at the center of all of it, a big, pokey 44-story residential Trump Tower Batumi. President-elect Trump pulled out of the Trump Tower Batumi deal just days before the inauguration. Former partners in that deal, to try to keep the deal alive, they might try to put up what amounts to a fake Trump Tower. But the special counsel's office has reportedly been interested in Trump Organization deals in that part of the world, in Eastern Europe, in the former Soviet Union. The architect has, for all intents and purposes, gone off the grid, disappeared in a poof of smoke. Why the rush? She's the one who spooked the architect.
Architects I spoke to said it was extreme. They'd never seen a firm shut down so quickly. He's remained a figure kind of in the shadows. He was present in a ton of very interesting moments in Trump's career.
He's an American.
The majority of his work during this period from about 2007 to 2013, 2014 was mostly in Eastern Europe. He had clients in Ukraine, in Azerbaijan, in Turkey, in Georgia. He had big clients, so that the richest man in Ukraine was one of his big patrons who brought Paul Manafort actually to Ukraine. There was this three-legged stool. When Trump would go into these Eastern European licensing deals, it would be Trump the salesman, it would be Michael Cohen the lawyer, and it would be Fotiadis the architect.